Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my Team of the Year video. Every year, we get excited, especially if you play Ultimate Team, for the Team of the Year event. And I thought, well, seeing as my career mode mods aren't quite ready yet for today's episode, let's talk about this. This is a really important video, okay? Every year I make this, and it's never controversial, ever. Everyone always agrees with my picks, right? So I do always say at the start of these videos, it's my opinion, guys. It's my opinion. Obviously, it's a year of football. It's not the current season only. It is from the beginning of 2025 to the end of 2025. So there are players in here that maybe aren't having the best time right now in the current season, but they were amazing for a few months, Liverpool players. So with that in mind, we're going to start off with, well, the first position. It has to be a goalkeeper. And, you know, I've got a few choices for each position. Well, actually, not every position, but there's a couple of positions where there's only one choice, in my opinion. And yes, I'm going with Raya. Look, so many people are going to say, oh, here we go. Arsenal fan, of course. He's going to put loads of Arsenal players in. Well, unfortunately, there are some very good Arsenal players that have played really well for a couple of seasons in a row now, and Raya is one of them. There is not currently a better goalkeeper in the Premier League, and I would argue he's top 5 in the world right now. There aren't many ahead of him, maybe even top 3 in the world right now. I'm obviously a massive fan of David Raya. I do often wish he was just that little bit taller. There's a couple of goals that go in and you think, a 6'7" Courtois saves that. But what Raya brings is everything else. He's a very intelligent goalkeeper. His distribution is phenomenal. And his reflexes, I mean, he has made some absolutely incredible saves. So David Raya is my goalkeeper. And don't worry, at the end of this video, I'm going to put the whole team together. But that is my goalkeeper choice. So then we move on to right back. And I am going with, oh, it's so difficult. Timber. No, I'm actually not. Timber is my honourable shout because I don't think he was as good as he is right now as he was he's better now than he was 12 months ago. I think that's quite obvious. So for me, it's probably got to be Reece James. The reason I'm saying Reece James is he's versatile like Timber, I guess, but he can play in midfield. But his resurgence since, you know, having many years of being so injury prone, and when he doesn't play for Chelsea, my God, the fall off is incredible. Whereas I think for Arsenal with Ben White or even Mosquera at times since we signed him playing in that right back role, we can kind of get away with it. Whereas I feel like Chelsea really struggle when James isn't in the team. So my vote is going to be Reece James as my right back, but Timber is my honourable shout. And I think if it was based off this season only, it would be very close. I really, really think it'd be close. Now let's go to centre backs. My first choice is going to be Saliba. I guess there's honourable mentions here too, but I don't want to talk about them too much because the way I see it is the best defence in the league. I mean, how can you argue against it being an Arsenal player in at centre back? And I'll tell you now, the second one's Gabriel. It's because these two are the best defenders in the league. You could argue that maybe Van Dijk deserves to be in this because they won the league last year and he was a big part of that. But I think the fall off has been astronomical, and Saliba was already very close to to Van Dijk. So I'm going as the right centre back Saliba, and as the left centre back, of course, it has to be Gabriel. For me, you know, the recent injury he had, the void that was left there, we coped pretty well. I think Hincapié, Calafiori rotating did very well, but realistically, Gabriel's come back in and showed everyone once again just how important he is. Great assist against against Bournemouth with that wayward pass, assist and goal. Well done to Gabriel for redeeming himself. That was pretty incredible. So let's go to left back. Surprisingly, there are 2 Chelsea players in my back four. And again, I'm so sorry for the coughing, guys. I still just can't seem to shake it. Cucurella's a weird one. I think the reason he gets here is not only because he's a really good player, but there isn't really any competition there other than Kirkes, when he was at Bournemouth, was very good, but hasn't had a good start at Liverpool. I think Nico Riley could be there, but again, that's kind of recency bias. I don't think he's worthy of that for the whole year, if that makes sense. And I thought about Calafiori because he's having a really good season now, but he was very injury prone, hit and miss last season. So I've just gone for the good old consistent Cucurella. And again, without him, Chelsea really struggle. So it had to be him. Now, this next one is going to be controversial, okay? I don't know whether I should go with Gravenberch, and this is kind of like my DM of the team. I'm thinking 4-3-3 with someone in the middle. The other option, if I don't go with Gravenberch, is Szoboszlai, and he's not a DM, obviously. I'm just saying my midfield 3, okay? But Gravenberch would be a DM in my team. I'm going to go with Szoboszlai and Gravenberch as my honourable mention here as one of my 3 midfielders. Gravenberch has been great, but Szoboszlai, I think he's been Liverpool's best player this season so far, and he was obviously instrumental to their title win, scored an absolute worldie against Arsenal, ruined our trip to Anfield. I really like Szoboszlai, so he is in my team. And then the next 2 pick themselves. I personally think Rice, of course, has to be in there. For me, he's the best central midfielder in the league, and he's one of the very best in the world. I mean, who's better than Rice right now? I can't think of any. Right now, Vitinha, maybe. Rodri, now that he's coming back to full fitness, of course, is going to be right back up there. But there hasn't been a more consistent midfielder in the Premier League. So Declan Rice is 100% my midfielder of choice. If I had to pick one midfielder, it'd be him. But then also next to him, I'm going with Bruno Fernandes. And that's purely because without him, they would have got relegated last season. And this season, again, he's leading the way. As I'm making this, it's just a couple of hours since the news broke that Amorim's gone. It's going to be interesting to see what Bruno does. I'm not saying he's going to leave now, but I think in the summer, it'll be interesting to see how they cope with a new manager coming in. But Bruno Fernandes, you know, there's a few other names I could mention, but he's so important to that United team, and he consistently puts up great numbers despite being surrounded by, average players at times. So fair play to him. So my next choice, again, it's going to be maybe a little bit controversial. Do I say Salah is the best right winger? Is he team of the year worthy? Well, the only other choice I can think of, other than Bukayo Saka, but I haven't gone with him, is Semenyo. But is that more recency bias? What do you guys think? Has Salah been so bad in this season that it writes off how good he was last year? I personally don't think so. I think Salah is still the best right winger in the league. He's just not getting in the team right now. Yes, Saka, maybe some Arsenal fans will be very shocked that I'm not putting him in there, but I don't think Saka's been quite as good as people think. He's still fantastic, of course, but over the span of the year, I would say Salah has produced more. I mean, he won Liverpool the title, you could argue. And Semenyo so far this season, he's just been incredible. So it is a difficult one. I might leave that one up to you guys. Who would you go with? I'm kind of bottling it a little bit. Over on the left side, my left winger would be Rodgers. You could argue he plays as a midfielder sometimes, maybe as a number 10. But again, this position, a little bit tricky. I can't really think of anyone else that has done better than Rodgers. Some people might say that Doku this season, but was he that good last season? No. So remember, this is the whole calendar year of 2025. I think it's got to be Rodgers, and there can't not be a Villa player in the team of the year, in my opinion. So I think Rodgers he's one of those players that everyone would love in their team. I would kill for him at Arsenal. Imagine him running down that left wing. I think he'd be so good for any team. But he's fantastic for Villa. Fair play to him, doing really, really well. And then, of course, that leaves one last player, and that is the striker. And if you don't think it's Haaland, if you think it's anyone else, you're wrong. He might not have been as prolific last season, but he was still obviously incredible for Man City. But this season so far, there is no better striker in the world. Mbappe is obviously close, but yeah, Haaland, he's pointing at you. If you don't think it's him, he's pointing at you. He's thinking you're an idiot. So now the fun part, I put the team together. This is going to look really ugly. I'm just using Photoshop here. So what I'm going to do, let's just make them all smaller. And then we'll go one by one, okay? So David Raya in goal. Absolutely. No question about it. Do we go Timber? No, we go Reece James. Oh, I think I need to make them smaller. Do you know what? We'll just do a rough one here, okay? Then Saliba in there. Gabriel there. Let me just move Timber out of the way. And Cucurella there. Gravenberch or Szoboszlai. I think we go Szoboszlai. Yeah, I've made these guys a little bit too big. Hang on. Let's just move. I'll put Rice as the holding midfielder in this team because there's no doubt he can do that role for sure. Gravenberch, honourable mention over here. Salah on the right or Semenyo? Ooh, it's so difficult. I think I'm going to do the right thing though and put Semenyo there. Then Rodgers on the left side and then Haaland up front. So let me just, let's drag Timber, Gravenberch and Semenyo off. Okay, so thoughts on that being my best team? Let me move James up here so you guys can see him. What about that then? As my team of the year for 2025? Yes, there's a lot of Arsenal players, 4, but I think that's warranted. You've got a bit of Chelsea in there, a bit of Liverpool, a bit of City, a bit of United, a bit of Villa. Sorry, I couldn't get any Spurs players in. Oh, another honourable mention is Guehi. I think Guehi maybe deserves a shout for Palace, and there's probably some other names that I'm forgetting, but I think for me, there's not many changes I would make to this. So let me know your thoughts down below, and yeah, put a comment. Do your 4-3-3. I mean, I guess a 4-4-2 works as well, but I think as long as you've got 4 defenders and then the midfielders and attackers, I think 4-3-3 works best. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully my mods will be ready. I'll be speaking to Daniels later and we can start Season 2 properly tomorrow, and I'll see you then.